£4 a day to drive in central London. Well, the Prime Minister says she will take into account that drivers were encouraged to buy diesel cars by a previous Labour government. Well, joining me from Weybridge in Surrey is Rod Mackenzie. He's the Communications Director for the Road Haulage Association. And well, thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. £24 a day, that's how much you will have to pay for some of your vehicles going to central London by 2019. How will that affect you exactly?
You know what? It's not £24. For lorry drivers, it's £100 a day. Yes, it's an awful fine that our drivers now face if they are driving vehicles which do not meet the most modern standards. It's called Euro 6. It's an ultra-clean, ultra-low-emission lorry. All the new lorries you see are like that, but the older ones, 2, 3, 4 years old, are not that standard, and they will be hit with this £100 a day fine. That is potentially crippling for industry. In terms of the 90,000 or so lorries that come into London every week, they will now face this fine, which will cost them £2 billion a year in business.
Granted, that is a lot of money. However, you're looking at thousands of people dying earlier because of pollution. You're seeing schools surrounded in illegally polluted areas. Something has to be done about it. Surely people's health should come before money.
Of course, it's vital that we protect people's health. But, you know, lorries pollute far less than cars do, and lorries keep business moving. So while there might be an argument against a private car driver driving a dirty diesel car near a school, first of all, lorries don't go near schools. Secondly, half of all lorries are Euro 6, and they emit very, very, very small amounts of NOx gases. And thirdly, that the lorries which are not compliant will be replaced in time. If we did nothing at all here, the streets of London and other cities would be massively cleaner within 2 or 3 years beyond the deadline the mayor has set. But by setting this very tight deadline, what we've imposed is a tax on business that could be crippling. We don't want to turn London into a ghost town.
Well, I have to say, lorries do pass schools. You do find schools on very busy roads and main roads, so that is an issue. And are you saying that it's right to charge car drivers, diesel drivers who drive cars for this charge and not lorry drivers? You should be exempt?
No, what we're saying is give us a scrappage system. And this is exactly the same as the point that Theresa May has been making about cars. It costs £80,000 to buy a new lorry. Now, there are not many small and medium-sized businesses that can afford to spend that amount of money in the space of 2 years to be compliant with these new measures that the Mayor of London has spelt out. So what we're saying is if you want to do this, and we understand the health reasons why, and we're completely in favour of healthier, cleaner air, which is why we've been involved in developing this Euro 6 standard, then at least give us some money, our members some money, so that we can move to cleaner lorries faster.
But step by step, you've got to take first steps to try and alleviate this pollution, and then there could be.
But we are already making those steps. Half of the lorries operating in London are Euro 6. They give out tiny, tiny amounts of NOx particles, these most dangerous particles. It's the older lorries we're worried about. And as time goes on, they will be replaced anyway through evolution. But if you are going to bring that forward, and I can understand why the mayor wants to, then you've got to do something that doesn't penalise business. It's desperately unfair if you're a haulier keeping London moving, if you're effectively being driven out of business by an over-tight deadline.
People said the same thing with the congestion charge more than 10 years ago. They said you introduce a charge into central London, it's going to ruin businesses, it's going to ruin firms who are based in central London, and that didn't happen.
Well, I can only tell you what our members are saying to us. Some of them have said to me in the past 24 hours, I'm not going to operate in London. I simply won't trade there anymore. I can't afford to do this. Others believe that they will be driven out of business by having to source new trucks at very short notice with no scrappage scheme. So the impact on this key business capital of Britain is enormous. It just hasn't been thought through.
OK, thank you very much indeed. And